the streets of Lagos, and you're welcome to the first episode of Consumer Voice on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Matilda Omenai. Consumer Voice is where we ask consumers to pick between the brands that they prefer. And on today's episode, we'll be asking people the telecom provider that they prefer over the other. Is it MTN, Airtel, 9Mobile, or Glo? Stick with me to find out. Good afternoon, how you doing?
Good afternoon, I'm fine.
Okay, so what's your name?
My name is Sam.
Okay, so between Airtel, 9Mobile, Glo, and MTN, which do you prefer?
MTN.
Why?
I think they cover a larger territory. They cover a large location in Africa, and they serve a good quality network to the people.
Have you tried other networks?
Yes, I've tried other network. They might be good in some location, and when you try to move to other location, it will be very, very poor. So MTN has proved us that they are the best in Nigeria, and they are doing everything to make sure that they serve us better than any other network. That's
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Hi.
Okay, so between MTN, Airtel, Glo, and 9Mobile, which do you prefer?
MTN.
Why MTN?
I don't know. So far so good. I've been using their network basically for data. It's smooth. It's nice. But since I know what MTN or all this network is, I've been using Airtel. Do you get? But MTN is best so far.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm fine, I'm cool.
Okay, so which network do you prefer between MTN, Glo, Airtel, and the other?
Sincerely, I prefer Glo.
Said why?
Well, it's friendly and the network is faster. And not only that, it's indigenous. I think that's a major factor. And they have lived up to expectation. That's my take.
Okay, so have you used other network? Have you tried other network?
Well, if I've not used them, I will not have basis for comparison. I've used Nine Mobile, Itel, MTN. I've used them, but I still prefer Glo.
Glo.
Yep.
Alright, so for how long have you been using Glo?
Since Glo started in Nigeria.
Well, so you've not had any problems at all with Glo?
All of them, they have common problem. At times they will be down, at times they will be up. Each of them have their own individual challenges. Not that they are 100%, just like other network, but I will go for Glo anytime, any day.
Alright, thank you very much, sir. Have a nice day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Good afternoon.
What's your name?
I'm Sam.
Sam.
Yeah.
Okay, so between MTN, Airtel, Glo, and 9Mobile, which do you prefer?
I use Glo for browsing, Airtel to make calls. I have MTN also, but those are just like my backup SIMs.
Okay, so which one is better?
Okay, in terms of data, I use Glo. They've not failed me yet, so
Not really yet.
yeah, they've
So
been
which
good.
one do you think has the strongest network?
Of course, MTN has the strongest network, but I don't move out of Lagos most times. I'm usually within Lagos, so Glo is good, at least where I'm living and where I'm working also.
Okay, so have you had any serious issues with any of the network?
I think you should specify in terms of data, call, and everything.
Just any general problem, probably like network or anything.
Okay. Sometimes Glo, I mean their network usually slow sometimes, but that's why I also have Airtel on my Android phone, so I do data on that one as backup. I always have a backup because you can't put your eggs in one basket with this network at all.
So you just have backups for any time anyone is messing up.
Exactly. I have always have backup.
That's very smart.
It is. Although it costs money, but what can we do? Yeah. So.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm good.
What's your name?
My name is Joseph Ofakoma.
Okay. So between MTN, Airtel, Glow, and Nine Mobile, which one do you think is the best?
MTN.
Why MTN?
MTN, I think they are straightforward network in everything. You will not hear unnecessary languages, grammar. The number is not available when the number is available, or is out of service when the number is still. So unlike other network, they will be giving you grammar that you are like you can have problem with your spouse and every other friends, as in maybe they switch off the phone when it is not. So MTN, unless MTN is off, it's off. Even it's not off, it's on. If they don't have much grammar, they don't give you messages up and down because of you load once. Unlike Glow, they will give you 1 million messages and be stopped.
So have you used other network?
Well, I once in a while I use like Glow and Airtel, but it's not my best.
Not your best.
No.
So have you ever had any issues with MTN?
No, I don't. I had once or twice because of okay, I loaded a card, and it was not their fault, but I have to call they rectify it and give it back to me.
So the times that you were using the other network, what was the exact problem that you had?
Exact problem is that the grammar loading card 2 days, 3 days they say network.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 2 days, 3 days they say network. At the end of the day, you throw away the card. They say network. So, or you are busy, you throw away the card or whatsoever, and giving information is out of service when the service is there. Different things. They will be telling you something that is not possible, and sometimes you may have problem with maybe your husband or your friend or your girlfriend, or you understand because of one language or the other. If you tell people, they will not believe you. That is one I forget, like is out of service, or the number you are calling is no more in use. While the number you are still using now, Glow like those things and Airtel. So I like MTN even till the next generation.
Oh, that's very lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a nice day. Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing? What's your name?
Joseph.
Okay, so between MTN, Airtel, Glow, and Nine Mobile, which one do you think is the best?
I think MTN is the best.
MTN? Really? Why MTN?
I've been using MTN for years now.
Wow.
Yes. And I also use Glow too, but sometimes the Glow network will just cease.
Yeah.
But if I experience that in MTN, it will be once in a while.
Once in a while. Okay, so have you used other networks?
I've used it.
You used Airtel.
Yes, but
How was it for you?
for me, I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Yes.
So you've not had any problems with MTN at all?
Mm.
Wow. That's lovely. Thank you very much, sir. Have a nice day. Sir, how you doing?
Fine.
Okay, what's your name?
And it's Nazi Blues.
That's nice. So between MTN, Airtel, Nine Mobile, and Glow, which one do you prefer?
MTN.
Why MTN?
Because MTN, they have, let me start from like, where do you want to make call? The grade of, the limit of their things where they do on things is very different with other let me say other network.
Okay. So have you used other networks before?
I use Airtel, but Airtel
How was your experience with Airtel?
no. I don't like their experience. I don't like to
experience.
criticize, but I don't like it.
Okay.
But MTN, let me say from my understand, like they want data. Wow, I love that.
You love it.
Yeah.
So for how long have you been using MTN?
It's been over 5 years.
Wow, 5 years. Isn't that good?
So good.
Wow. So you've not had any problems at all with MTN?
Not any problem with MTN. No.
Wow. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Okay, so what's your name?
My name is Daniel.
Daniel, lovely name. Okay, so between MTN, Airtel, Nine Mobile, and Glow, which do you think is the best, or which do you prefer?
Okay, I think I'd rather answer what do I prefer because I don't know which is the best. But I use MTN because of the availability wherever I find myself. Though they have network issues a lot. Yes, I work from home, so I subscribe to the router MTN. Most of the time, some days the network is just somehow. But again, I just rely on it because of the availability. I tried using Airtel sometimes. Airtel sometimes behave like a Maradona. But I think I still work with MTN.
Okay, so aside MTN and Airtel, have you ever used the others like Glow and Nine Mobile?
I've tried Glow. I've not really tried Nine Mobile. Just like I said, the availability around where I work. Well, I've tried Glow, but I don't have much to say about it because I got the line, but I didn't really enjoy it. So I just left it.
So for how long have you been using MTN?
Wow, MTN is like the first right now. It's about 10 years and counting.
Are you serious? 10 years?
And nothing for us, so 10 years.
Oh my God! Wow, that's lovely. So within those 10 years, you've not had any serious issues with MTN?
There are the normal issues everybody reporting about. You subscribe, data, the next morning disappears, and you try reaching out, but you know we Nigerian mindset like let's let it go, let's look for another way and keep going. So there's issues, but it's just that you find a way around it and continue.
Well, so if you could tell MTN one thing to change about their whole network, what would it be?
I think it's just about improving. Yeah, okay, I'm making this remark. I think it's for them to go back in and still look how they will improve and also take cognizance of when customer reports some issues. Yeah, I know there are strategies in place, but again, the people handling it again matters.
That's
true. The customer can.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, ma. How you doing?
Hi, good afternoon.
So what's your name?
Benedicta is my name.
Okay, so between MTN, Airtel, Nine Mobile, and Glow, which do you prefer? Or which do you think is the best?
Wow, I think they are all good in their different ways. Like me, I use MTN and Glow,
Wow.
and they are perfectly working well.
Okay, so
for
have
me.
you tried the other network?
Not exactly. I've always used MTN and Glow.
So
And
between that MTN and Glow, which is better?
I can't say anyone is better. We say they are both perfect in their different ways. Yes.
Wow.
Each time I get to use my Glow, it gives me what I want. Each time I get to use my MTN, it gives me what I want. So I can't really say this is best and the other
So
one.
you've not had any serious issue with MTN or?
There are a few times with network problems, you know. There are even times that they send messages and they will tell you that they're working on their network.
Oh, really?
That you might experience maybe some network issues. But outside that, little network issues are there here and there. I don't think there's any.
Okay, so for how long have you been using MTN?
Oh, I've been using MTN since 1996.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow. Also, what of Glow?
Glow. I started using my Glow in 1998.
Wow, and you still have them?
Yes, I still have.
Well, that's very lovely. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you so much.
Have
a nice day. You look good.
Thank you.
So good. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Okay, what's your name?
I'm Mr. Don.
Said done.
Yeah, Mr.
Okay, so
Don.
now, okay, between MTN, Airtel, Nine Mobile, and Glow, which do you prefer the most? Which do you think is the best right now?
Actually, all the network are okay in their own self, but I still prefer MTN because that's the network that I use to respond to me anytime, any day. even in my company, Heritage Great Hotel Directory.
So have you tried other network?
Yes, I have, but I still prefer MTN. To me, I don't know. People have different reasons for using one particular network or the other. MTN respond to me anytime, any day.
Did you encounter any problem while using the previous network?
Not really. Just a matter of choice. I just decided to go for MTN because they've not failed me.
So how long have you been using MTN?
More than from when the SIM card come out.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Since that time?
And I still maintain my own SIM. Yes.
Really?
So
That's lovely.
that's it. So we are among the first batch that started using the SIM.
Okay.
And the,
So if you could tell MTN one thing to do or to change about whatever they are doing, what is that one thing you tell them?
their data is sucking. Sorry about that. So if they can make, I use more data than I use airtime because I use it for my company, operation and everyday thing. I rather not have airtime than say I don't have data. You see, so if they can make the data, I think subsidize it in a way that people can actually enjoy services with them. I think MTN is okay.
All right, sir. Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Have a nice day. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, so what's your name?
Raphael
What's your name?
Dojuku.
Okay, so between MTN, Airtel, Nine Mobile, and Glow, which do you prefer the most, or which do you think is the best right now?
I think for now it's MTN, but there's bots there.
Where is there a vote?
When it comes to the data aspect and this, at times when you recharge, the way they used to consume it, come on, it's very, 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 very tough in Lagos for now.
Okay. So for you, which do you prefer?
I prefer MTN, but the data.
Why MTN?
Please, MTN is the best, but it's everywhere now. At least, yes, it's everywhere. But the data is the highest. This thing.
Okay. So for how long have you been using MTN?
For so long now.
For so long?
So long now.
How about you?
Since my secondary school, I think since 2004.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm using my life now.
Okay, so since that time, have they done anything to get you angry, or have they done anything that has made you dump them for a period of time or something?
The only time I think they did that was when I recharged, and everything just go like that. So they are not telling me that maybe I mistakenly dialed so number like that. That pushed me to that. So
okay. What about you? Have they done anything to make you angry or annoy you?
No, mostly it's data. If I just data, like 500 naira, before you know, it's gone.
Okay, so now if you could tell MTN one thing to improve, what do you think you want them to improve on?
Please, they should work on their data.
Okay.
Data is life, because you cannot be using a big phone, most especially we iPhone users like this and Samsung users, because these are the latest phone that is hot in Lagos now. So we using it like this. We work on data mostly. So please, they should work on their data.
Okay. So what about? How are you?
I'm fine.
So what's your name?
My name is Philomena.
Okay. So between MTN, Airtel, Nine Mobile, and Glow, which do you prefer?
Airtel.
Why Airtel?
Because I'm using Airtel and it's very, very good. I've been enjoying it since when I've started using it.
Since when have you been using Airtel?
Let me just say 15 years.
Are you serious? 15 years? Wow. So have you tried other networks in the process?
Yeah, I think Nine Mobile, but I don't like it.
So how was the experience?
Very bad network.
Very, very bad.
I hate it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Bye. Thank you. afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Fine.
What's your name?
My name is Sunday.
Sunday. All right. So between MTN, Airtel, Glow, and Nine Mobile, which one do you think is the best?
MTN.
Why MTN?
MTN na baba. Now because MTN, you go enjoy MTN very well. MTN they give person bonus. When you buy the charge card 100 now, they go give you 200.
Wow, that's lovely.
That is why I love MTN.
So how long have you been using MTN?
I don't use MTN like 5 years ago.
5 years.
Yes.
Oh, that's long. So since you've been using MTN, have you ever gone through any bad thing from them? Have they done anything bad to you? Have you experienced any inconvenience?
No.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Okay. So the other networks, have you tried using them before?
I don't try Glow.
How was it?
They no give me the thing what I want. Now make I go back for MTN.
So if you could tell MTN once now, what will you tell them?
That MTN, I will tell them say the thing when they do, I like them because na be baba.
Hey. As you can see, I am still on the streets of Lagos, and we've heard what the consumers have to say concerning these telecom providers. We had most of them pick MTN over the rest, and this is just a wake-up call for the other network providers to improve their services and make the consumers happy. And until next time, I am Matilda, and I see you next time on the show. Bye for now.
That's TK. Thank you so much for paving way for so many new crop of filmmakers today. If not for your blood, your sweat, today we wouldn't have this new Nollywood you are talking about, because this is a man, among our 5 top countdown, Shaworide produced by Tunde is also part of it. And I remember I met CK once. Aww. And I was still young, naive, didn't know much, and I was interested in filmmaking. And I told Papa, I was like, so I was interested in film, Michael Hart, and he asked me a question, and I was blown away. And I was like, have you gone to school? Then I just finished secondary school.
And you to go to your
I think I was in school. Yeah, I was in 100 level then. Aww. So I was like,
you were a baby.
I was a baby naive, and I was like, get education first. And those
that's
so
sweet.
So thank you very much, TK. You might not remember this story, but I remember because apart from filmmaking, you've influenced my life. Aww. I'm so happy. In a way,
I want to cry.
Thank you, TK, legendary filmmaker. And he still made a very powerful film, Ayinla.
Oh, Ayinla is amazing.
Lateef Adedimeji.
I think Lateef Adedimeji is actually a very, very good character cast for that particular role. He killed it. He chopped it.
A nice biopic,
yeah. 8 plus 8 is equal to
8.
4 plus 4 is equal to
4.
8. So he actually killed it.
Yeah.
So now let's move on to the new movie releases update that is coming up right now. And this movie, we watched them recently, and they're really, really amazing movie. Anyone that you think we did not give the accolades to, you can tell us in the comment section. We are here to receive opinions, and your opinions count. And this is the show for you. So you have the will. Yeah, you have the steering. So steer us anywhere you want to steer us to. But don't steer us into the bush, oh. So these are the movies that we actually watch this week. I personally saw a movie on Uchenna Obunabo TV on YouTube called Ashes and Lights. I think Erica, Lewedim, Clinton Joshua, and this Ghanaian guy was in the movie. And it was an amazing movie. It's a movie that really talks about betrayal. Can come from anybody, and it can be very hurtful when it comes from the close within. And then you not really understanding what's going on, the fear of being a single mother, and then your family, family always think in Nigeria that if you end up being a single mother, you are likely, or if you give birth to somebody and you want another person is coming to take care of your child, they can never ever act like the the real father of the baby, which I think is a very huge misconception. The people that you would meet in life and they're going to take care of your baby like as if it is their own, and they're going to love you and love your child. I pray everybody find this real love and true love, and it's an amazing thing to feel, because if you don't feel this particular true love, and then I can understand the fact that if you are a single mother and you marry a man that doesn't love your child, it can take a toll on everybody, and you don't know what to do. Yeah. So these are the things that this movie highlights. It highlights a lot of struggles, and it's very, very relatable. So and Erica, she's amazing for emotional movies. That baby can cry like a baby. So yeah, this movie is amazing.
Interesting, and you know, we are looking at so many movies here. And none of such movies that we'll be looking at is Girls in the Hood. Girls
Destiny
in the Hood. Yeah, this is on available to stream on Destiny. It equals on TV. I mean, it has Clinton Joshua.
Clinton again.
In the movie, yeah.
Oh wow.
And, on Destiny Etiko herself. I mean, it's a very fantastic movie, and it's just showing that actors have range, and Clinton Joshua brought his A game. I mean, you see him play another character, not the usual lover boy, you know, the sweet boy persona that has been given to him. This is really nice.
I know I love Clinton Joshua. I mean, that boy, have you seen his face?
Oh. Well,
have you seen that boy?
Well, yeah, I've only seen my face. So
no, nobody can replace you in my heart. But yeah, Clinton is top there, and I loved Clinton so much, and I like the fact that movie brought out a new dimension that it could you know, do better and also portray, because I think some people are saying things I don't understand. I don't know what people are saying, but yeah, this guy is actually growing, and I like the growth, and I've seen him evolve over I don't think it's even up to a year that he has been acting. Like I have seen him act. I don't know if he has had other movies, but I've been watching his movie, and then he has been doing amazingly well. And it's very amazing that you can get to see this kind of person, their growth, their significance and value, and every other thing.
Yeah, so and apart from that, he is doing quite well, and still on this movie, because people can watch and learn when you talk about Girls in the Hood, because it talks about a lot of things, because people get to know that our actors are not being stereotyped. I just want to lay emphasis on that, because over time people have said, okay, Clinton Joshua is this, is that, and you know, but until when you see this movie, you would really appreciate his craft.
I don't hear what you're saying though. So the next the next one I've been talking about today is Wrong Door, and this movie is streaming on Movie City HQ. This movie is hilarious. It is hilarious, it is funny, it is annoying. I don't even know. It evokes every part of emotion. Bam Bam, Achalugo herself, and the ever soft spoken what's his name? Do you know the person I'm talking about? Very soft spoken. Chi something.
Chiwakama.
No, a guy.
Chi. That's soft spoken.
Yes.
I'm trying to make a guess. I know the person.
Yes.
One of my favorites.
You like him?
Oh my goodness. How come I don't know?
Chike Daniels.
Oh. Come on now. You should have just said CD. Chike Daniels, I know.
Yeah, Chike Daniels is very oh my god, he's a very fantastic actor, and I love him too. He's up there. He's up there. But Timini is never ever replaced.
But you like, I'm beginning to I didn't count down. But you see the way you always talk about all these fine guys, eh?
Okay, should I like the ugly ones? Nobody's ugly in Hollywood, I beg. But should I like the ones that... No, this one. No, I actually like
Chike Daniels.
Chike Daniels, because he's very soft-spoken, and the person that is also paired with is soft-spoken. Achalugo, Bam Bam.
Oh, soft-spoken.
Yes.
Soft-spoken.
Yeah, they're very...
Like both of us.
And then he played a very, very... Is he annoying? It was kind of annoying, but it's kind of understandable. You know when a girl gets drunk and then she enters your bathroom in the night, that's why it's called the wrong door. Oh. She enters your bathroom in the night, and then you and your girlfriend, you are sleeping in the room, and then you wake up to somebody showering, smiling, dancing. What will you tell your girlfriend? That you don't know the person.
Hey,
and she's a lady that is well endowed.
She understands.
You go and watch it to find out if she understood or not. But this movie is amazing, and it's on Movie City HQ on YouTube. So yeah, go there and watch it. It's really, really nice.
That is a very good one, and that's nice. And Nollywood is trying, and it gives us to the fact that there are fantastic movies to see on different streaming channel on YouTube. This one I want to talk about is a very nice movie, so dear into my heart. It is titled Voice in the Room. Voice in the Room. The title is very nice. It is streaming on Sonia Uche TV, and it stars Sonia Uche, Tema Chukwuyem, and I mean it explores the theme of motherhood. It explores the theme of pain. It's a movie that centers around hope, drama, and redemption from the past. You know, when the past comes knocking, what do you do? It's a whole lot. You know, it's a story about a mother, Sochima, a struggling mother who tried to, you know, raise her son despite every financial pressure. I know when stories about mothers, when these stories are being told, it evokes this emotion in you. So it's a very nice Voice in the Room. Kudos to Sonia Uche. Thank you for telling this beautiful story. I mean, even you need to see it. It's streaming on Sonia Uche TV. I think Sonia Uche is doing really well for herself, and she's carrying the family name, Uche Nancy's family name, just like her sister Chineye. They're doing amazingly well. I mean, Chineye is one actress that would connect you emotionally. She's really, really good. Especially this one. I mean, you know, when there's a struggling mother trying to raise her son, and her past then knocks on her. Oh my God! And you are trying to seek redemption. You have the pain yet healed in you, and all of those things. So many things. And also, there is a movie that I saw, and that's the last one for today, guys. It's called The Rich People Problem. And it's on Mama Ruth TV, Ruth Kadiri 247. Mama Ruth, I love you so much. But in that movie, oh my God, I don't know if I like the fact, I like what she did in the movie, because it thought, oh my God, my baby was really, really, I don't know, my baby was wronged. I don't want to hear what anybody wants to say. Timini was just wronged in the movie, even though he was an annoying person in that movie. And Francis, what's her name? Francis, this lady that, Francis Unwe Bukwe or something, she just tolerates his excesses too much. I felt like entering the movie and slapping her face. You know, when a character evokes this kind of, what are you doing, girl? Girl, pack your bag and leave. Like, why would you have somebody that does that to you, and then you are still going back and saying, you know, it's the person I love, it's do or die affair, nothing you want to tell me, I must die here. And it's not as if she was there for the money. She was there for the love, like love. But I can't ask you, in the light of it. Don't like ask for me. You. Is this love or money, or which one for you? No. I think love comes before money for me. Interesting. No, obviously, seriously, because money can finish. There are a lot of things that comes before love. For me, love is not sustainable for a relationship. If you're a wise person, there's understanding, there's friendship, there's communication. There's a lot of things that comes when it comes to a sufficient relationship. So if you think love and money is the real deal, you're deceiving yourself. Also, attraction, the sexual attraction should come before these things, because friendship will help sustain when love runs out. Because that's because love is a feeling, it's what you feel at the moment. What if you don't feel it anymore? You say you want to pack your bag and leave your husband's house, or you want to leave your wife, and this is what caused many men and many women to go out there to look for things that they're not having that spiciness in their relationship. Then you hear, no, let's spice it up. Something is wrong. Watch out. You just preached. Remember, he's angry because he doesn't have this type of knowledge that I'm bringing to you people right now. If you have this kind of thing, why would you? You are angry that I've said everything. I was even trying to. You said I've preached. You're not saying. You said I've preached. You don't even allow me to learn. I was going to say you've preached and you've actually produced a movie right sitting right now. Which movie? I mean, that's a storyline on it. So do you know? I am not. Yeah, it is actually. I would always want to be a crew member. For now. It's all the same now. But you want to be an actor. Well, is there anybody that has a role for this man? Bring it to him. Yeah, bring it on. Flag your collar. Oh yeah, let's go. Yes. Well, maybe one day too. Maybe. By God's grace, I can't even wait to see this man
on screen because it's amazing.
Oh my goodness.
It's a character behind the scene, so why not?
Oh my goodness. I don't want to be character behind the scene again. I won't be in front of him.
By God's grace.
Alright, so still on the countdown, you're talking about rich
People Problem by Ruth Kadiri. So go and watch it. It's an amazing one. Even if you've seen it, let us know how you feel about it.
Yeah, and away from all of these movies and still on the movies you can stream on YouTube, you know, we have just given you the ones we feel are cool. I mean, it's not as if we reviewed this movie. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
We already told the movies you think you can watch, and everybody has different taste. I mean, whatever movie you've decided to watch, nice one. So let us see in the comment section. Let us get to hear from you what movies you think might have made it to our top 5 countdown, the old Nollywood films, and these movies we've mentioned now. Which movies do you think, I mean, maybe others should see or we should see as well? And, you know...
Before we actually go, I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
What is your type of movie? Let's hear it from our actor to be.
My type of movie is, first, okay, if I were to be a filmmaker, making a film, I would want to make any type of story that resonates with people. But I think over the years, I've grown to become this kind of drama person. I love drama.
You like drama?
Yeah, I love drama, but not horror.
Yeah.
Not horror. I love action. You know?
I think I love horror. I don't like action.
I like action. I love drama, thriller, and I think I love a bit of romance because I'm a very emotional person. You know, I love love. I love love, and I love to be loved. So I just want to, you know, watch a lot of romance. You know, get to feel sometimes just feel the love. I mean, you understand?
Okay, this man is actually really pouring out his emotion.
Yeah.
For me, I think I love me some make feel good movie. Basically, that's my top. So I don't like. I love a movie that is not drama filled. Too much ups and down. You've already carried my blood pressure to the peak. You dropped it. The peak came. It came down. I'm not a fan of it.
And I'm putting you on the spot now. So tell us your top 5 old Nollywood films and your top 5 movies you've watched recently this year.
Oh, recently that I love.
Yeah, maybe not this year, but just recently. Top 5 old Nollywood films.
Wazo, Jennifer, Lakada, Bantale. Is this movie old? I don't know if it's old.
Well, they're not recent.
Big
so.
Love. Okay. Not old, Abby.
Not old as in old.
Aruba. Yeah.
Ah, fantastic one. Thank you. Tunde Kilani.
Yeah, I love Aruga.
Nice one.
The new ones I've seen. Oh my god. There are a lot of new ones. But I think I love this one that Uche Montana and Timini did. That Uche Montana like blinded Timini's eye.
That he was.
I think it was Ruth, a mechanic or something. And Uche was a crazy person.
And Uche was a spoiled brat.
Yeah.
And they later
a lot of movies like that. And I love there's one movie that Chidi Dike came in with Uche Montana.
That he was a lecturer.
Yeah.
Or something. Okay.
And I love this movie too, Achalugo. I love Achalugo, and I love sweet movies. Obviously, you can see the lineup of my movies. I love Big Love.
Big Love.
And I
love that.
And I love Todo Wede. I love Finding Me. Mogeto the Saga. Tribe Called Judah. This movie, I'm a big fan of Gangs of Lagos and Kings of Boys. Yeah, but I don't really like I like King of Boys, but I'm not a fan of the drama. My BP is too rise quickly. So that's it.
That we are strong. We know.
Let them watch it.
Anyway, for me, even having all this top 5, it's not so easy. But for me, I would say, Madame Dearest is one of my, old Nollywood films. I was like, can you imagine? See the way Gabriel Afolayan killed his role. Madame Dearest was nice. Then, Aruba, like you mentioned, it's not even easy putting up all of this. Eternal from Kakindele's movie and all of these movies, it's not easy. But recent movies that I've watched, I would say, Finding Me is nice. I love Black Book.
Oh, I love Black Book too.
I love Breath of Life.
Breath of Life. I'm not a fan of Breath of Life.
Oh.
Too dramatic. I love it. I've seen it, yeah, but very dramatic.
For me, because I just believe all this movie that are breath of fresh air.
Yeah, and this movie, Oloture.
Oloture.
Very compelling story.
Oloture. I love Wedding Party.
Oh, Wedding Party.
Baby Fan.
Oh my God, these are amazing movies.
King of Boys. I mean, any day, anytime. KOB.
I didn't actually want to see Baby Fan because of the drama that I've read about. I take my time to read synopsis so that I can mentally prepare myself. I love movies. Trust me. All of these movies, I'm not a fan. I've seen them. They're amazing storylines, but they just they're just too dramatic, and I'm always scared to watch films like that because I feel like these are real life things. So when somebody I've been watching gets hurt, it's like they are hurt physically. So I think I'm more engrossed in the movie, and I don't pull myself out. So when I get so engrossed, I get so emotional. So
and I love Brotherhood too, and Battle of Booker Street.
Yeah.
So a lot of movies and all of that. And everybody's doing well in their own right. We are not trying to compare and all of those things, but we look out for more stories, more compelling stories, more captivating and gripping stories that will really, 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 make you sit at the edge of your seat.
Yeah, exactly.
Any passing words before you go?
Nothing that much. Just the little things that we spoke about, the VFX. Yes, we didn't really speak about that, but they're really, really doing amazingly well, but they need to do better.
Some few films are trying. I think God Calling and some of these.
And also, these Funkakleri movies have good VFX. She tries with her VFX. Yes, because I think she even won sometimes like that. She had won an AMVCA for, I think, was it this movie that they killed somebody in the.
Is it A Tribe Called Judah?
Not A Tribe Called Judah.
One of our productions.
Timini was there.
Yes,
I think she won for that. So these are kind of things that we're talking about, and also the subtitles and the end credits. So those are every other thing you guys are doing amazingly well, and it's all love here. Love.
Oh, yeah, and I believe we can all get better at Nollywood. I mean, I'm rooting for you because we are all part of this story. We are all included. So, I mean, we can go on, and thank you for making our childhood, our daily lives memorable. It's so good to see that you guys are doing beautifully. This is all we can take as we draw the curtain on screen time. Before we go, do well to download our mobile app for product review and complete resolution. Also, follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at ConsumerHallaTV. You can also drop your comments as you share and like this video. Till I come your way, same time, same station. Next week, I am Iremufeko Foworola.
There's no child clothes with wealth and honor.
I am the man, always clothed
in wealth and honor. And I am your beautiful Kikelomo Achibola, and you would always meet us here on Screen Time every Mondays, and it's always going to be an amazing one in the studio.
Yeah, thank you so much. And guys, this is where you say bye for now.
Bye.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
ConsumerHallaTV.
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 At ConsumerHallaTV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at ConsumerHallaTV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrive.
And guess what? Our Consumer Halla brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and lots more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Follow us on our Facebook page, ConsumerHallaTV, our Instagram page, ConsumerHallaTV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free, ConsumerHallaTV. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard.
It's a very beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Product Review on ConsumerHallaTV. This is where we inform potential buyers about the merits and drawbacks of the product they're buying or they're using. And please note, all the review done on this program is not based on critics, but it's based on transparency and loyalty. I am Ire Ayomikule Eke. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Product Review. And one of the features of this program is that there will be guest appearance in relevance to the field we'll be reviewing. We'll be bringing a guest for this program for each series and each edition of Product Review. And Product Review is a program that airs Monday and Wednesday every week from the hour of 1:30 to 2 p.m. And today we'll be looking out for the beauty care product. And in relevance to the beauty care product, we can categorize it in many aspects, looking at the skin care, the hair care, and the makeup part as well. But today we would be specific on the makeup industry, and all thanks to science and technology, makeup industry has evolved well through its growth and proper structure. And on the program we'll be reviewing foundation, because I believe foundation is very important when it comes to makeup. It creates an even uniform base on the client's skin. I believe foundation is something beautiful right there. And I'm wondering, I'm sure you all will be wondering that, okay, I'm talking about foundation. Of course it has to be like that, but of course we have a guest that we'll turn to right now. And the foundation, in reference to foundation, we will be reviewing two brands, two products, the Avo and the V beauty products. These are the two products topping chart in the market, making reference to the makeup industry. And now let's turn to our guest on the program, in person of Makinde Olanike Christiana. She's doing well in the makeup industry with over 12 years of experience, and she's still relevant. She's in the city of Ibadan. Now let's turn to you, Ibadan City. It's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. And how is Ibadan this beautiful afternoon?
Ibadan is very, very calm this afternoon. Thank you.
All right, let's start from you, MOC. You are the CEO of MOC Makeovers. With over 12 years in the industry, it's something fulfilling. And to your hand, how do you feel about this?
Well, I feel happy because it's like getting paid for your hobby. I've always loved to make people look beautiful, and having it being my career right now, I'm happy about it. I love it. And, when I see my clients smile, I feel fulfilled. I feel blessed.
All right. And now to start with, how has the economy affected the makeup industry? Are there any sort of portals and ditches in the makeup industry? And is the makeup industry a profitable sector to dive into?
Yeah, makeup industry is a very profitable sector. But lately, the economy has affected because our products are not Nigerian. All these products are imported. And we know what importation is saying right now. As long as the dollar rate goes up, the prices of product goes up, we have to, explain to our clients why we increase price time to time. Makeup industry is one of the most expensive industry, I will say, because you are buying a lot. You're buying a small product with a lot of money. But the good part is a lot of these products give value for their money. You don't even need to do too much. You don't need to apply too much, and it gives you excellent results. So makeup industry is very profitable, and makeup industry is trying to scale through the economic crisis.
All right, a very beautiful. Thank you for that right answer to that question. Let's move to the order of the day. In line of analysis, researchers made it known that Havor and V Beauty are the two top products in reference to foundation topping chart. Why is that so? And can you please explain the product effectiveness between these two in terms of their performances?
Okay, I think the reason why Av and V Beauty are topping the chart in the market today is because they are quite um, affordable, and they have different beauty products. They don't just have one thing. These brands have foundations, powder, eyeshadows, pigments, lipsticks, skin prep products. They have setting spray. They have moisturizers, sweat block. They have products that people that are not doing makeup can actually buy and for their normal skin routine. That's why they are in the chart, and they are quite affordable compared to other high-end products. These products are the brands give value for the money you. In fact, they give more value than the money you pay. I think that's why they are topping charts right now.
Okay, thank you so much for answering that question. And now, looking critically into this two foundation in reference to Havor and V Beauty, what are the profile and features of these two brands in aspect of their advantages and disadvantages as well?
Okay, first thing to say about foundation is it is both good, but there is a slight difference. And if you don't take note, you might get it's not suitable for your skin. Avor is a little bit thicker in texture, but I think they did here recently a new foundation that is quite lighter in texture. But V Beauty foundation is very light, easy to blend. Just a little product around, you're good once you know your blending game. But Avor is a bit, so if you're not careful, you eventually have too much product on your face because you might think it's not enough because it's thick and you can't blend well. So I think the difference that one is very easy to blend, the other one is full but does coverage. The thicker one does better coverage than the light.
All right, thank you for that one. But before we move away from that question, let me ask you this question in reference to your own personal experience. You as a makeup artist, you spent over 12 years in the makeup industry and you're still on the top of your game. Which one would you advise, all the makeup artists that are watching us right now to use?
I'm going to advise that makeup artists get varieties of products because you don't know the kind of customer or client you're having tomorrow walk into your studio. Our skin textures are, our skin tones are different, our skin shades are different. This foundation, some has yellow undertone, some has white tone, some undertone, and some find Avor, you might not find it in V Beauty. So I advise makeup artists to get varieties of products so that when anybody wins, you have the perfect product for your face. But personally, to pick V Beauty. Reason is because one, it's very easy to blend. Secondly, like it's light. The packaging, everything is safe. And this is a water-based foundation that does not hurt you. It's something that you use and be safe with it, that you won't have a reaction or a face irritation after taking it out. So that's it for me.
Okay, thank you. Let's ask this question. I believe safety is something we should look out for in all industry. And looking out for this foundation, which one has a very safe product condition. You know, some people have heard cases, some people says, okay, this makeup, this brand gave me the sunburn, reacted, gave me pimples and all of that. So which have safe, product condition between these two foundation brands, in reference to our brand V-Beauty.
Okay, I'm seek V-Beauty for the safest brand. And also people say they have reaction after makeup. I have realized that in my years of experience, a lot of times one particular product. When you're having your makeup done, you're having layers of different products on your skin, ranging from the moisturizer, ranging from the sweat block, the scrubs, everything, down to the foundation, then powder. So it's a lot of product face. You might not really be the one you're reacting to. Another thing is makeup artists should make sure they make it normal to she's client. This is why people react to makeup products. It's not particularly the product most of the time, because these products have been tested and they are safe for skin. But because makeup artists make some mistakes, they tend to transfer one from one place to another. That's why people react. But personally, I think for V-Beauty, it worked me very well.
All right, thank you. A very big thank you to you for that one there. And now it's time to pay some bills. Let's go on a commercial break. It's still product review, the Wednesday edition of it at that on ConsumerHallaTV. We'll be right back.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
ConsumerHallaTV.
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 At ConsumerHallaTV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at ConsumerHallaTV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrives.
And guess what? Our ConsumerHalla brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and lots more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Follow us on our Facebook page, ConsumerHallaTV, our Instagram page, ConsumerHallaTV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. ConsumerHallaTV. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard.
Welcome back from that short break. Thank you for still being there with us. If you are just joining, this is Product Review on ConsumerHallaTV. This is where we inform potential buyers about the merits and drawbacks of the product they're using or they intend to buy. And today, on the Wednesday edition of Product Review, it's all about the world of feminism. It's about beauty, it's about brain, it's about glamour. We are looking into the makeup industry where we are making reference between these two brands, making and topping the chart in regard to foundation in the makeup industry. Talking about Havor and V-Beauty. And you know it takes an expert to do a well-detailed and proper analysis. We have Makinde Olanike Christiana, the CEO of MOC Makeover, as our guest, streaming with us from Ibadan. Welcome back. It's good to have you, MOC.
Thank you very much.
All right, from your experience, you've been an expert in the beauty industry for almost 12 years. Which of the brand would you recommend for a client in terms of its texture and packaging?
Okay, for my clients or people generally, I always say is know when you know what works for you. That's the best way to getting a foundation in particular. Make sure you
Hello?
network trip.
Hello, are you still with us?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear
I'm
you.
with you.
Okay, please go on.
So for foundations, when you want to get one yourself, make sure you go to a store where they can help you test the particular shade you're getting on your skin. Don't get foundation blindly. Don't do it. Because a lot of people don't know their skin undertone. It's not the actual skin tone like this. If you get a foundation, when you know your color, ask for okay, which one do you think I can get? If you're getting V products in particular, it has about 8 shades, if I'm not mistaken. And some shades are very close to each other. So it's better when they test it on your skin. They only need a small portion to test on your skin and say, okay, this one fits perfectly. That is how to get a perfect for your skin. If you just buy it blindly from the bottle, a lot of this product looks different when you're looking at it inside the bottle and when you bring the content out. So for me, I would advise you get a V-Beauty foundation. You won't regret it. It's very light, easy to blend, skin friendly. Thank you.
All right, let's move away from there now, moving to the next question. In reference to price, quantity and quality between those two brands, Havor and V-Beauty foundation, which one is more affordable?
Interestingly, they are both on the same range. They are both on the same price range. It's like,
oh well, but which one is I guess there should be a bit difference, in terms of price.
Their size almost the same. That small bottle is almost when you check the weight and the quantity inside, and their price most times the difference is not up to 1,000 naira. I mean the price difference. But Avoid is a bit lesser than V-Beauty. But you get quality for your money, actually.
All right, thank you. Based on consumer surveys in regards to brand reputation, which brand do consumers prefer most between Havor and V-Beauty foundation? I'm sure there will be some instance whereby a customer will walk in, and because we have some consumers and customers that they know so well about what they diving into. Some I know that for sure that you would have been a victim of such experiences whereby they will tell you, I want this, I want that. So on customer reputation, which one the consumers prefer most?
V-Beauty. V-Beauty. I've seen customers ask about, do you have V-Beauty foundation? That's what I prefer to use. It works for me. So I think I have more people that have asked about V-Beauty than Avon.
All right. Is it that Avon is not doing well in the market, or View Beauty is doing well more than Avon in the market? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, they've upgraded their game recently. They have a new bottle with like a shining silver cover, which is beautiful and attractive, unlike the former bottle they're using before for their foundation. And content now is similar to V-Beauty in the new product. Is light compared to the thick texture their old version has. Interestingly, foundation does better coverage than V-Beauty foundation, but it's not that can handle a thick foundation. Some people don't know how to blend very well without having harsh lines. Even some so-called professional will rather go for something light that it can blend out easily and will sink into the skin properly, rather than buying a product that is, thick in texture and you have to, go over and beyond before you get it right. So I'm not saying Avon products are not doing well. They are doing excellently well. I love products. But at the same time, just like other brands, these are not the only two brands we have. People will always have the one they prefer, one they love the outcome on their skin, and the one they feel comfortable working with. That's what I'm talking about V-Beauty.
All right, I'll be kudos to MOC right there. Thank you for being with us. But let's look at the durability. Which one lasts longer on the skin of client or consumer between those two brands?
I think Avon lasts longer. As I've said earlier, Avon has a very huge coverage effect. If you have like a skin blemish, like discoloration, things like that, makeup does not cover pimples and acne. That's like a swelling on the skin. But anything that with discoloration and all of that, Avon has very perfect coverage. If you just go over the skin with that foundation, trust me, it will disappear and you have an even skin tone immediately. So I think for durability, Avon has it.
So are you saying Avon is one of the brands you use for bridal makeup?
Well, I can use it for bridal makeup, but I have other high-end products that I can use for bridal makeup.
Okay. Well, thank you for that one. Let's look out for this question because makeup, it's something that most ladies use right now when it comes to birthday shoot, whole and bear and all of that. Ladies, they always stop in the chat when it comes to that aspect or that aspect. But how much do an average Nigerian ladies spend on makeup every day, and where do you see the makeup industry in the next 5 years?
The price they spend on makeup every day, for the people that are very, the outgoing ones that want to get glam every event, they will spend a minimum of 50,000 for a look. Just one look. A look, just one look.
A look, not a week.
Yes, they will spend a minimum of 50,000 naira. It depends on the number of time they want to go out. So now, if it's somebody that every time and your makeup artist is like personal makeup art, then you get the discounts that do 3 makeup looks in a week. I'm going to give you this percentage as discount. Aside that, if you see anybody having makeup done back to back, please put respect on their name. Because even if they are doing it themselves, if they are doing it by themselves, they are spending money.
They are, they are, you know, they are the Odogo Parara. Can we call them that?
Exactly. I keep telling people that makeup is one of the most expensive industry, and you won't believe it. Buy a product worth of 100,000 naira, it's going to be this time. You won't know. People won't know you're carrying money. So, years to now, I don't know what to say about industry, but I pray and I hope that we'll still be this relevant. I believe that we will have a lot of makeup is about trend. Another thing can come up tomorrow, another star can come up tomorrow. But with a couple of things I've been seeing online lately, it's want to eradicate makeup artists. Now we have lash extension, we have semi brows. I saw something about a semi-permanent foundation. People just want to have that glam look 247. And you know, when people start having their brows semi-permanent, lash semi-permanent, they would not to apply all the makeup. All they have to do is have a good skincare routine. Once your skin is popping, you don't need all the makeup. So it makes me, worried about what become of makeup industry in the next 5 years more. Since people now want things stamped on their skin. But I believe another trend will come up and will still be relevant.
Okay, before we let you go, in context, in bracket, I heard some people who were having a conversation, and one of them said, makeup is cheap. You've been an expert, right? MOC, is it true that makeup is cheap?
Makeup is never cheap, trust me. Only if you're not getting a good product. Only if you're not getting it good. I can confidently tell you that if you want to learn makeup for personal use, I'm not even talking about professional. If you want to learn makeup for personal use and you want to get your product right, like all of it, what you can use for a full perfect glam, you will spend 100,000 naira. So tell me how that is. She's not cheap. And if you're getting high-end products for personal makeup, you can get 300,000 naira for your personal makeup. You can. There are foundations that are 70,000, 80,000 and above for one. We've got part that is one for 80,000. We've got products that they are very, very expensive. So imagine when you say makeup is cheap and you see a makeup artist with a full box. I'm talking about a full box up with about 20 shades of foundation, 10 powder palettes or more, a lot of skin prep, even all this setting spray. We've got that are over 50,000 for one bottle. Makeup is far from cheap. It's not cheap.
All right.
It's expensive.
To the listeners at home, you've heard from an expert in the industry, the CEO of MOC Makeovers. She said makeup is not cheap. MOC, that means you yourself, can we say your service is expensive? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm trying.
Okay. To lessen the burden of that question, it's expensive but affordable, right?
Yeah. You know this saying that you really want it, you do everything you can to get it. So that's it.
All right. Before we let you go, let's have your parting shot on the program. Let's have your concluding remark.
Okay, so what I'm going to say about makeup pros is that if you think makeup is your thing, maybe you want to do it personally or professionally, whatever is worth doing well. Get the products, get recommendations. If you need to do a one-on-one class, please do it. It will help you more than watching online, I promise. And your products, the more you do it, the more you know it. Talking to people that are up now, put your mind in it, put your heart in it. This makeup industry, everybody can soar. everybody can fly, like the sky wide enough. Just make sure you get skill right. Do your thing perfectly. Don't do it that, okay, I just want to do it. Put your heart and soul into it. Make sure every client is satisfied. They are the one that will advertise for you. That's why some of us been long in this industry are still here. If not, would have been long forgotten. So we keep upgrading and all of that. It's our own clients that are doing the advert for us. So anything you find in your heart to do, do it diligently, do it right. It will pay you at the
All right,
end.
thank you so much, Makinde Olanike Christiana, the CEO of MOC Makeover. It's a pleasure to have you on the program.
I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
All right, do well to enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day too. I'm glad to be here.
All right, bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about the time we wrap things up on the program. Thank you for being there and for streaming with us on the Wednesday edition of Product Review. You heard what the CEO of MOC Makeover said, that what is worth doing is what's doing well. So anything you want to learn well there, please do make sure you learn it well, because that will speak for you. Okay, that is more than enough motivation on the program. Please do well to follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and please do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free there. Have you heard about ConsumerHallaTV? It's a platform that do the connections of consumers and brand owners. Please do get it on your phone. Be you an iPhone user, an Android user, Play Store, App Store, look at it there. Lodge all your complaints there. We do the survey and you get your testimonies right, like I just said. I am Iri Ayomikule AK. Another beautiful edition of Product Review will be back next week, Monday, same time, same channel. I am Iri Ayomikule once again. Please do well to enjoy the rest of your day.
Well, they say health is wealth. But what type of wealth are we talking about here? Are we saying wealth here means material things like money, valuable things? Yes, wealth is valuable, don't get me wrong. But the word wealth in this aspect of the phrase health is wealth means more than just that. When you have an healthy lifestyle, when nothing is wrong with you, you're comfortable, your health is perfect, we tend to say we have the best thing of life, because having a good health doesn't lie in anybody's hand, although it lies in people's hand, but by the grace of God also. We may do things right sometimes and then we don't know where we get it wrong, and sometimes we don't even do anything at all. But going for medical checkups, traveling sometimes doesn't always help in how we handle our health. Well, welcome to Healthy Living, the first ever segment of its kind on ConsumerHallaTV. ConsumerHallaTV is the TV for you as a consumer, as the citizen of Nigeria, to always hear your opinion. Your voices are heard on our TV. Talking about health is a big and a wide range of topics that we have to dissect into. And that is why we will be taking them segment by segment every Mondays on ConsumerHallaTV by 5 o'clock p.m. to 5:50 p.m. every Monday, as I have said. So it will be nice if you can always join us on ConsumerHallaTV by 5 o'clock to 5:50 p.m. every Mondays for you to learn a lot about your health and how to improve your healthy lifestyle. I will not always be on the show alone, trust me, because I have to bring in experts to help us dissect these topics that we will be talking about every time on the show. Well, my name is Chikelomo Ajibola, and I am your host on every segment of Healthy Living on ConsumerHallaTV. But before I continue, have you downloaded our ConsumerHallaTV mobile app, where you can lodge complaints and also take survey on every product in Nigeria that has either served you or you have issues with, and we would respond to you in 72 hours. Trust me, we are very prompt. Also, I will follow us across all social media platforms: Facebook at ConsumerHallaTV, Instagram at ConsumerHallaTV, and subscription is free on YouTube at ConsumerHallaTV, where you can join us on all our live broadcasts every day of the week. On the show today, on Healthy Living, we will be talking about diets. Diet encompasses a lot of things. Most of us always tend to leave it at the hands of, oh, I'm managing my weight, or I want to lose weight, or I want to increase my calories. That's not everything about diet. And also, when we talk about diet, it's a little tiny bit of healthy living. Healthy living has been defined by a lot of people, but particularly by WHO, World Health Organization, that has told us a lot about healthy living. And in their definition, they define it as a healthy lifestyle and a way of living that minimizes the risk of serious illness or early death, while also promoting physical, mental, and social well-being. This includes a variety of factors like healthy eating habits, regular physical activity, sufficient sleep, stress management, and avoiding harmful substances. When we talk about everything and how it stands on their own, we can all see that there are a lot of things that encompass our healthy lifestyle. Is it with your brain? Is it with the exercise? Is it with your sleeping manner? Is it with our meal prepping? Is it with this particular topic we're talking about today, diet? We are going to be dissecting diet in a various way, because diet can, shape us in every aspect of life. Is it our cultural background? Is it our purpose and goals? Is it the amount of food we take in? Is it balanced diet? Is it also specialized diet? Because yes, we have specialized diet. Just like we have vegans, we have people that are ketogenic, we have people that want to just stick to gluten-free food, not because they feel like, but because their health really, really speaks about it. Their health is the one that is asking this of them. On the show with me, and almost every other day of the week, I repeat, almost every other day, because we might bring new faces to you, but Miss Tumininu Olufora will most likely be joining us on every segment of Healthy Living, because she's an expert. This person I am bringing to you is one of the people that are going to be helping us out on how we live a healthy lifestyle. Miss Tumininu is a nutritionist that knows her onions. She's a very, very versatile young lady that would help us with the topic today, diets. Miss Tumininu, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
You look so beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, I really want to just ask her a few questions about when we talk about healthy living. Yes, we've dissected the topic, the definition on WHO, World Health Organization. I really want you to just, say a little bit about healthy living for us.
Okay, thank you, Kike, for the introduction.
You're welcome.
My name is Tumino. Healthy living is not just about being physically fit, not having any health conditions, but then healthy living has to do with being physically fit, emotionally stable, mentally stable, and even spiritually, because some people tend to forget God, because God is very important. I mean, he kept you till then, till here. So when you have a healthy lifestyle, you're physically fit. That's where you go. You have to go to your gym to stay in shape. But then not just being in gym, but also the food you eat, because that's where physical too is. So the food you eat, what nutrients are you gaining? Because you can go to gym and literally you're not eating anything stable. So you're just losing weight, and you're trying to gain weight, or you're trying to add some flesh, but then it's not working out for you because you're not eating the right things. Then mentally has to do with your brain development, and I mean, we're talking about diet, so food also plays a very key role in brain development. And then the last one is emotional. Emotions are also important when you're talking about diet, because when you eat, it has to do with the emotions you're feeling at that moment. I mean, you can be sick and then you don't want to eat because you're sick. So emotions also have to have a key role in food you eat.
Oh, thank you very much. That one is very beautiful because she explained in detail what I just briefly spoke about on WHO. They gave us the definitions, but I couldn't read them out because I wanted her to explain better for us, because we are bringing her on the show to help us dissect these topics. And we've briefly spoken about diet, healthy living. I really want to understand diet, because most of us know, oh, diet is I'm watching my weight, I'm watching my weight. No, I want to add weight. No, but I know I have read that diet speaks more than just watching your weight. Watching your weight is even the most littlest thing about diet. So I want you to briefly explain to us what diet is, because I was taught in school balanced diet. I just know that balanced diet. Nobody taught me separately what diet is. Just balanced diet about carbohydrates, proteins. What exactly is diet, and why do you think that is so important in our everyday lifestyle?
Okay, thank you. Diet has to do with more than just weight management. And when people hear about diet, what goes to their mind immediately is balanced diet. But then diet is not more just about being balanced, because when you say balanced diet, we're talking about the 6 classes of food in equal proportions. That is carbohydrates, protein, fats, minerals, vitamins, and even water in equal proportions. But then when you look at people's health, some people can have diabetes, some people can have obesity, and you're like, are these nutrients, these classes meant to be in equal proportion? So now diet has moved from balanced to now adequate, because adequate means your health, my own health, and your own health are different. So now it means having what I eat helping me, and what you eat helping you in different areas. So that's basically what diet is all about.
Oh, thank you very much. The explanation that she's giving are on point, because they're simple and basic, that we can understand what it really means. I've read a lot about diet, and I don't think anybody has ever explained it in detail as much as Mr. Mino has explained it for us on the show today. Moving on from diet, we've established what diet is. Just like you said, we have 6 classes of food that every other child. And you mentioned one that is not there, water. I don't think anybody taught you water. Yes, we used to hear water. Water is important. Water is this. Drink this water to not feel dehydrated, to not feel overhydrated. I feel like water is another topic. But I want you to quickly explain to us, why is water so important? Because nowadays, I think if you go on almost all social media, drink water. You wake up in the morning, drink water. When you sleep in the night, drink water. You know, those kind of things. People don't understand that water is very important. People just think that it's just all about food. Diet is all about food, not really drinking adequate water. I just want, in just few seconds, explain what water really means to every human being.
Okay, thank you. Before I go into the definition of this water we're talking about, I would like to point out that people believe that water belongs to, because diet is divided into two, macronutrient and micronutrient, and they believe that water belongs to the macronutrient because it's needed in large quantity. It's not like minerals and vitamins where they'll tell you, oh, eat some of these, eat fruits and vegetables because that's where they are found. But then water does not belong to any class. It's on its own. Most people will believe, oh, it belongs to the macronutrient because it's needed in large quantity, like I said, but then it's not. It has its own class, which we don't classify as, we just say it's water. So now let me go back to your question. What is water? So water has to do with, obviously, the liquids we drink and everything. But then that liquid we drink, we need it to nourish our body, because if when you eat food, water has to be there in order to digest that food properly. It breaks down the food, the nutrients, and takes it to the different parts of different organs in the body where it is needed. Without water, I mean, your system is even made up of 90% water, so you really need to replenish that water in your body in order for you to have a healthy lifestyle. So
thank you very much. I don't know, this show has been so interesting, and we've been talking about diet. Diet is very important in our everyday life to survive and to have a healthy life, because when we are young, you tend to do things and we tend to be more productive. I also believe that our diet helps us in our way of life to the amount of age that we actually age, because when you get to some certain age and you didn't practice healthy living right from when you were a lot younger, when your body is functioning properly, when do you now start dieting? When do you now start knowing, okay, this is what diet is, this is what I want to live? Because most of us, even people that I know, they when they get old, or when they are like diagnosed of disease, that's when they do away with a lot of things. I want to particularly mention these classes of food, because we have fat, we have what else? We have sugar, we have sodium, we have all of these things that we're supposed to take in proportion, just like you said. And I really want to ask you about fat. When it comes to diet, is fat needed? Do we need it a little bit? Do we need it in large quantity? Do we need it? Don't we just need it at all? Because people will say, oh, fat is blocking my lungs. Fat did not make me breathe. People just diagnose a lot of things. It's quite funny. But these are important topics. These are important questions that people want to know about.
Okay, so fat is needed. Like I told you before, fat belongs in the macronutrients category. So it's needed in large quantity. But then we also have bad and good fats. When you say you're eating fat, first ask yourself, what type of fat am I eating? Because when you say, oh, you say some people are sick because of the kind of fat, because of fat that is blocking their this, blocking their that. What type of fat did they take in? That would be majorly the reason why they fall sick, the kind of fat they eat. Now, the healthy fats are found in different seeds, nuts, also oil, but one particular kind of oil, olive oil. That's where the good fat is found in. But then I'm not saying, because olive oil is very expensive. Not everybody can. Even me, I cannot lie, I don't take olive oil because it's very expensive. So just know the quantity of fat you're taking. It has to be very little so that you don't overdo it and your body cannot now digest or remove the fat. So when you fry, don't fry more than once a week. Once is enough. Even if you're frying your fish, your egg, once is enough.
So now we cannot eat fried egg.
Once is enough. Once is enough.
Okay.
You don't even have to fry your chicken. You can leave the frying to your egg. You can leave the frying to your plantain. Your fish, your meat, your chicken, boil it.
Okay.
I mean, they're even sweeter like that. You can stew with. By the time you stew your chicken and stew your beef and then you pepper, it's sweeter like that. Must we fry everything?
I don't know. I think Nigerians like to fry them.
Yeah, we tend to
Just
fry a
store,
lot
because most of us don't have fridge to keep these things. So some people buy them in large quantity, and there's no light, and our electricity also is not helping us. So people try to fry and store. But these things, as you said, can be very dangerous to the health, and we'll need to like do away with some of them, or like limit how regular we take these fried stuffs. And it's not today that we've been talking about fat, because some people will say saturated fat, some people will say non-saturated fat. I don't understand. What we are just trying to, from my own understanding, is the saturated fats are not good. You know, especially, let's just make an example of our oil, the oil that we use in frying our food. We have some products that you've mentioned, olive oil. Some of these products are producing olive oil. Some sealed oil also are bringing good oils out now. They are not as expensive, but they are not as bad as the ones that we go and buy and they pour for us, they measure for us. So these are things that we need to kind of understand and do away with. We know that, yes, the economy is not smiling on anybody, but when it happens to us, trust me, it's still this economy that we are going to go and look for money to go to the hospital, to start, sourcing for what is going to help us breathe better, live fine, be fine. Because when you don't have an healthy lifestyle, anything can happen to you. You don't even know what can happen to you. A healthy lifestyle begets a good, healthy living. And when we have healthy living, we tend to have the good things of life. You can breathe fine. You're not in a hospital. You're not paying anybody. You're not running etasketa to give the doctors money. None of our family members are in the hospital, which I pray none of us will witness anytime or any day. Because when you have a family member in the hospital, you're not settled yourself. So guys, we've been dissecting. I don't even know what to say. We've been dissecting. We've been talking on the show Healthy Living about dieting, and Mr. Minino has spoken to us a lot about things that we need to do away with, things that we need to incorporate more in our lifestyle. And before we go on the short break, don't forget that we are still here with you, and please stay tuned so that you can listen to us while we ask our questions and things that can help us improve our lifestyle. When we get back from the break, we'll continue from where we stop.
Hey there, do you know in the world today, everyone is a consumer, and as consumers, we all have the right to be heard.
In Nigeria today, as a consumer, you have all right to product information, right to fair pricing, right to return goods, right to product labeling, right to fair dealings, and a lot more.
Well then, have you heard about the new media channel?
ConsumerHallaTV.
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 At ConsumerHallaTV, our goal is to inform and educate consumers in Nigeria with insightful news alongside development within the fast-paced world of consumers through well-researched, specialized, and analytical content.
Our vision at ConsumerHallaTV is to create an engaging platform that provides right connections for meaningful brands in Nigeria, thus creating a more caring world for consumers where business thrives.
And guess what? Our ConsumerHalla brand is the first consumer complaint resolution portal in Nigeria, powered by a 72-hour feedback mechanism. We offer consumer advocacy, informative talk shows, branding promotions, advertising, and lots more. Connect with us via our YouTube channel at ConsumerHallaTV. Follow us on our Facebook page, ConsumerHallaTV, our Instagram page, ConsumerHallaTV, and do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscription is free. ConsumerHallaTV. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard. At ConsumerHallaTV, you deserve to be heard.
Welcome back on Healthy Living we've been discussing about diet. Diet, as we've said, means a lot to every human being, and healthy living is also a part of lifestyle that we need to adopt and take very, very seriously. How many people in 2025 are taking their health seriously? According to World Health Organization, I'm quoting them on what they've written on their website, that in 2025, World Health Organization projects significant advancement in global health. By 2025, the number of people enjoying better health and well-being is projected to increase by 1.5 billion compared to 2018, and now that's a very significant difference. Additionally, 585 million more people are expected to be covered by essential health services without experiencing financial hardship, and 776.9 million more people are expected to be protected from health emergencies. That would be a very great one, an addition to the country, because we all know that the economy is not smiling. Although we always say when you get to the hospital, your health is being prioritized. Some of these hospitals, especially the private ones, prioritizes money, not because they are bad people, but because that's where they make their money, that's where they make their profit from, and we cannot really blame them for that. They just need to do better in taking care of people that are in need. But your health is in your hand, because if you don't take care of your health now, what would you do when you grow much more older and your body functioning starts to deteriorate? Because as we grow, our nervous system, every of our nervous system are like reducing. So we need to do better. We need to cultivate the habit of healthy living so that when we grow old, they grow with us. To nurture our body and mind is very important and it's key, and that's why I have brought to you one of the best nutritionists in town, Miss Tumininu Olufora, and she's still in the studio with me as we speak because she has been talking extensively about diet on the show. And if you're just joining us, welcome, because we're just getting started. So Miss Tumininu, where we left off, we talk about water, we talk about various things concerning health. We also talk about fat, but my question is about proteins. You know, when we talk about proteins, people will say, I'm taking proteins because I want to add weight. I'm taking proteins because if I take proteins, I'm going to grow tall. If I don't take proteins, you know, carbohydrate, proteins, and fat is the major concern of people. People don't really think about water. That's why I was particular about you speaking a little bit about water, and I'm still going to go back to water because I know as of this age that water is very, very much important as this particular classes of food that we have. And you've also said that water is not even classified under anything because it is very, very important on its own. But my question now is about the protein, the carbohydrates, and also the fat. What are their relevance to us and how are they different? And specifically about proteins and fats, please can you be a little bit buttressed for us?
Okay, thank you. So carbohydrate, proteins, and fats, they belong to the major classes of food, which are the macronutrients. So carbohydrates, when you say carbohydrate, that is majorly your food constituent. You know, your swallow, your eba, your rice, your
afternoon and welcome to News on the Hour on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Kikelomo Ajibola. Here are the headlines. Scrap policy stifling investment, World Bank tells Nigeria. Others marketers urge federal government to prevent fuel price hike amid Iran and Israel war. Airline operators commend Kayamo over impact in aviation industry. Starting the news this afternoon, the World Bank has warned that restrictive trade and investment policies adopted by many governments are threatening to choke off foreign direct investment, which remains critical to economic growth in Nigeria and other developing economies. In a report released ahead of the Conference on Financing for Development scheduled to take place in Seville, Spain from June 30 to July 3, the bank revealed that FDI into developing economies dropped to $435 billion in 2023, its lowest level since 2005. Advanced economies fare no better, receiving only $336 billion, the weakest inflow since 1996. And now, four marketers have urged the federal government to implement urgent measures to prevent petrol and diesel prices from becoming unaffordable for Nigerians as the conflict between Iran and Israel continues to disrupt global oil markets. Although crude oil prices dropped below $70 per barrel on Tuesday, the recent sharp rise in their cost, driven by tensions in the Middle East, had already begun to reflect in the domestic market. While the recent price increase before Tuesday's drop offered a potential boost to the government oil revenue, projections of $75 per barrel benchmark, it also led to higher cost of refined petroleum products from key suppliers, including the Dangote Petroleum Refinery. Moving to aviation this afternoon, the Airline Operators of Nigeria, AON, has recommended the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, describing him as godsend to Nigeria's aviation industry in repositioning the country's aviation sector. AON Vice President Allen Oyema, in a press release, he described the minister as godsend to Nigeria's aviation industry, commending his proactive and reform-driven approach since assuming office in August 2023. The group credited Keyamo with displaying uncommon political will and a deep understanding of the unique challenges facing domestic operators. And now Julius Berger, Nigeria PLC, has announced a total gross dividend payout of 5.2 billion naira at its 5th annual general meeting, which was held recently. The company is committed to further strengthening our dedication to HSE excellence for the benefit of all stakeholders. In 2024, we met our revenue and profitable targets, reinforcing our financial strength despite macroeconomic headwinds and meeting performance targets across our portfolio. In his address, the Managing Director, Dr. Pierre Lubasque, noted that since he assumed office a month ago, the company had successfully navigated the headwinds of challenges in its line of duty. Now, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, will arraign Multi-Choice Nigeria Limited, its CEO, John Ugbe, and some of the pay TV directors for allegedly impeding its investigation and failing to comply with its lawful summons regarding its services. This is according to the charge sheet marked FHC/ABJ/CR/197/2025 filed by the FCCPC legal team of failing without sufficient cause to appear before the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission on the 6th day of March 2025 in compliance with its lawful summons dated 25th February 2025. Other news this afternoon, Nigeria is set to sign more than 30 Memorandum of Understanding MOUs with Brazil as the second session of the Nigeria-Brazil Strategic Dialogue Mechanism kicks off in Abuja. The Senior Special Assistant to the Stanley Ukwocha disclosed this yesterday in a statement announcing the arrival of Brazil's cultural and educational exchange programs and also the trade facilitation and industrial development. And now another update as the federal government of Nigeria through the Debt Management Office has offered green bonds valued at 100 billion naira for subscription at 1,000 naira per unit. Announcing the offer on its ex-handle yesterday, naira 5-year reopening bond due in April 2029 and a 50 billion naira which is new is on 7 years bond and will be due in June 2032. However, both is at an interest rate of 19.3% semi-annually. Furthermore, the agencies announced that the auction date is 23rd of June, while the settlement date is on June 25th. Let's move away from that to Qatar, as the Qatar's largest dairy producer, Baladna, is set to establish a multi-million-dollar dairy and food processing facility in Ogun State here in Nigeria to strengthen Nigeria's domestic dairy production and reduce reliance on imports. The announcement was made yesterday during a courtesy visit by the Baladna team, accompanied by the Executive Secretary of the Nigeria's Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, Aisha Rimi, to Governor Dapo Abiodun in Abeokuta. However, Governor Dapo Abiodun welcomed the development and assured Baladna of Ogun State's full support, highlighting the state's favorable investment climate and proximity to Nigeria's largest consumer markets. Right now, let's go into details as the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAN, has announced plans to begin a first renovation of Terminal 1 at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport in Lagos. The FAN Managing Director, Olubumi Kuku, made the disclosure during a stakeholder engagement section hosted by the agency's Directorate of Commercial and Business Development. According to NAN, Olubumi Kuku noted that the renovation, though long overdue, but had been delayed by pending approvals and logistical issues. She also clarified that the terminal would not be demolished as speculated, but that specific sections would be upgraded in phases, adding that the project will start with the departure area, while operations will be temporarily relocated to the arrival hall or a provisional departure facility to minimize disruption. And lastly, this afternoon, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and the NDLEA has arrested 312 suspects and seized 803.672 kilograms of hard drugs in Akwa Ibom between June 2024 and May 2025. The Akwa Ibom commander of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Obot Basi, disclosed this on Monday during a press conference in Uyo to mark the 2025 International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. And the theme for this year's observance is "The evidence is clear, invest in prevention. #break the circle." Meanwhile, only Obasi explained that the theme reflects a strategic shift from reactive approaches to preventive measures guided by data, research, and evidence, noting that from June 2024 to May 2025, NDLEA has arrested 312 suspects made up of 261 males and 51 females and has seized 803.72 kilograms of drugs. She also said they have prosecuted and convicted 38 drug offenders, and they have also carried out drug addiction prevention programs at 91 locations across Akwa Ibom State, as they have rehabilitated 43 males and counseled 179 persons. That is all we can take this afternoon, and thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for more news updates on ConsumerHallaTV. I'm Kikelomo Ajibola. Continue to enjoy the rest of your day.
Good morning and welcome to Perspective on ConsumerHallaTV. I am Iri Ayomikuleke. Perspective is where we have discussions about burning issues making the rounds. And on the program today, we are still on the reality of the 2 years in office of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as Nigerians feel the impact and effect of fuel subsidy removal in all sectors. And going down the memory lane, remember fuel subsidy removal in Nigeria has been a recurring and contentious issue with a long history, marked by policy shifts, public resistance, and economic debate. Meanwhile, subsidies initially was introduced to stabilize fuel price and make them affordable. And Nigerians have faced a lot of scrutiny due to their cost and potential for the misuse of fuel subsidy. However, past attempts at removal, particularly in 2012 and 2016, has triggered widespread protest and were ultimately reserved or modified. And the most recent removal, announced in May 2023, has led to significant price increase and continues to be a subject of public debate and concern. And also remember that fuel subsidy was a government policy that kept the price of petrol artificially low by absorbing the difference between the market price and the subsidized price. This policy was officially ended in May 2023, leading to a significant increase in fuel prices. And the subsidy was a long-standing and controversial issue with debate surrounding its economic and social implications. No doubt the removal using spending on non-essential items. In line to the discussion, I can tell you that I know a lot is going through the mind of Nigerians right now, centering on some questions like why was a fuel subsidy implemented in Nigeria in the first place, and why was it removed? What are the consequences of its removal? And I must say this is a whole lot on the round table this morning. And right now, I think I have to introduce our guest on the program, Mrs. Dumebi. Good morning, Mrs. Dumebi.
Hello, good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you on board. It's a pleasure to have you on board.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And also, let's have Mr. Moshood Isamotu, public analyst and a former banker. Good morning, Mr. Moshood.
Good morning, ConsumerHallaTV. Thank you for.
Do you think the federal government is on the right track? Talking about the fuel subsidy, I think I would start with Mrs. Dumebi on this one. You know, the saying "ladies first."
I mean, we're coming from a world where we have seen a lot of bottlenecks, right, in fiscal policy and even in monetary policy. We're coming from almost 10 years of fiscal controls, FX market controls, created some form of rigidity, right, in the Nigerian market, in Nigeria's macroeconomic lands. And basically, what this has done is that the pain that Nigerians would have been feeling on a gradual basis, so for instance, removal of the petrol subsidy and the sharp increase in fuel prices, the pain of such magnitude that Nigerians would have been one of the reasons why we see this much impact on consumers today. But is the federal government on the right track for some of these measures that they have taken? The answer is yes, especially when you consider the petrol subsidy removal and how long that had been in place, constituting a lot of, fiscal revenue issues for the federal government. But the big question is whether how they went about it was the best approach, right? Not the policy in itself, and how it was, instituted or initiated is where the problem is, and that's why it was this painful, this quick, and this lasting for consumers. And the other aspect of it is, number one, even though the approach to it was not very will I say very considerate, right? For lack of better words, considerate, because removals of things like this should have been gradual, should have been phased, so that people are able to live through the pain on a much more easy level, right? Or accommodate the pain much more easily. That wasn't the case. The aftermath of it now is also where there's a problem, and that's because we have over 60% of Nigeria's population living in multidimensional poverty. What this means is that they are very vulnerable to macroeconomic shocks, and an increase in price, or a sustained increase in commodity prices, will consistently keep them below the poverty line. And unfortunately, we have not seen government targeted efforts towards lifting these people or even helping them live through the pain. And what that looks like in practice is provision of social safety nets, right? So we have not seen that consistent communication along the lines of, these are the amount of people that are affected, the amount of people that were given conditional cash transfers to live through this pain. These are the number of people that we're helping to support, and this is how much we're giving to them. This is the method through which we're providing them this means. So I would say that's a very huge gap that has not been filled. So to basically simplify my answer to your question, yes, what the federal government has said to take up is the right step, because it helps us attract investment, it helps prices be cost reflective, and investor sentiments are uplifting. The problem is how it went about, which was quite brash, just ripped the band-aid off. And the other aspect of where it's faltering is the aftermath of it all, where the people that are the hardest hit have not yet been catered to.
A very beautiful and insightful one there. Now over to you, Mr. Moshood Isamoto. Do you think the federal government is on the right track?
Thank you very much. I want to let us understand one thing. Let us examine where we are coming from. If you go to the history of fuel subsidy, that dated back to during the military regime. And then because there was less scrutiny about public accountability, we never knew how much government was saving, how much government was spending. But the advent of civilian regime in 1999 brought more scrutiny, public focus on how subsidies. Now, if we go by what we have used to in this country in the last decades, a lot of money has gone down to government coffers because of this public scrutiny, because of
Hello, Mr. Moshood, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Moshood, can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay, I can hear you loud and clear.
A lot of much money has gone into public into first subsidy, and we all knew what happened. That trillions of nairas that were supposed to be saved and transferred to public development and regenerative development, that never took place. We already know what Nigerian factor is when it comes to corruption. So it is just essential that we deal decisively with the issue of first subsidy. Now, there's nothing wrong with the first subsidy, because that is where the government tries to protect the vulnerable people, the underserved people, the less privileged people in the society. But the issue is that because of what we have as a country, the Nigerians who are supposed to benefit from this subsidy, they were not the same powerful people who are already using the system to corrupt and rid themselves to other means. They were the same people that we are also engaged in first subsidy scam. Trillions of money. You remember several committees that were up when they unveiled several trillions of naira that were diverted. So when this president administration came, it was a matter of no more whether first subsidy should stay. The economy had been so bad, so badly managed, battered, that the only option for us to move forward was to deal successfully with this first subsidy. Or previous administration had planned to do that, but they couldn't do that because, number one, they have political will. Number two, they had options to resort to. But by the time President Bola Tinubu took over in 2023, the options had narrowed down. That there was nothing much the government could do than was to this successfully, because the cost of running government was already at a deficit, in which a situation where government had to be borrowing money to carry out current expenditure. No government can start borrowing for current expenditure and the other government will survive, because to go to a level that such will not be sustainable. Number two, when there are no money at all to do capital development, which means economy is stunted completely. So coming into effect in May 2023, first subsidy removal was a matter of a necessity, and we thank the president for the bold move. But the issue is, how has this thing affected the life of ordinary Nigerians? For sure, because the abuses, the benefits, and what have you that Nigeria is supposed to be, the benefit Nigeria is supposed to receive from the first subsidy, they were not getting it. So the burden of the subsidy government have been carrying now way down on the, and which is so sudden, and which make it in it bit more very affected the life of ordinary Nigerians. Yes, but if we are to get it right, the issue is that the government, it wasn't a matter of how whether government needed to do that. It was a matter of how government is doing it. Example, I'll give an example. Now, the money that we are saving now from the first subsidy, which in the last, I think for only this year alone, we have saved about 2 trillion naira. And this 2 trillion naira is supposed to be recycled into the system. And this government, because of our constitutional provisions, government is sharing this to state and local government. But the issue is, how many of us are looking at what state government is doing with this money? State government now has triple more than what they were receiving before. The ideal thing will have been for the state government to increase minimum wage. The ideal thing will be for state government to spend less, to spend more money on welfare program. The ideal thing will have been for government to subsidize even some impacting project like agriculture. If you are subsidizing fertilizer right now, nobody will query it, and then you ensure that fertilizer gets to the farmers, and then farming output getting bigger, and in the process, we are all enjoying the benefits of good farm yield, and then which can lower the price of foodstuff, which in case is a principal thing for everyone. So it's not whether government should do it. This is how government is doing it. It is government should continue, but let it be structured more so that I can benefit the people. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that beautiful one. And right now, I'm still directing this question to the both of you, but I would prefer Mrs. Dumebi Oluwole to answer first. You know, they saying ladies first. What is your general assessment to the impact of the fuel subsidy removal on consumers in Nigeria in the last 2 years of this government administration?
I think it has been very obvious. We've seen fuel prices, pretty much skyrocket over 50% in the last 2 years. We're coming from a period where fuel was around 200 naira per liter to now 925 naira per liter. But I think it's extremely important for us to also understand the changes to the market structure in how fuel prices are now being determined. Before now, it was being fuel prices were pretty much scheduled and posted by the NNPC, right? The NNPC was the sole, supplier of petrol to other independent marketers, petroleum marketers, and then um, they were also the ones creating the price or putting up the price for petrol. Of course, the price, captured the landing cost and all, but the main issue was that the market was not deregulated, and so Nigeria's downstream petroleum sector was running pretty much with a lot of, market constraints, and I would say rigidity, in the sense that marketers could not recoup their costs because prices were not reflective, right, of what they were spending to actually procure the petrol. And I would say it was a lot of this was hinged on the fuel subsidy regime, right, that was going on. Now, with the removal of fuel subsidy, we are seeing that prices are more cost reflective. The market now is more deregulated. We now have two other main suppliers. With Dangote coming in, the market structure has pretty much changed from a somewhat monopolistic market to kind of an oligopolistic market. But when you break it down further, you realize that we're now running somewhat with market competition. So it's not exactly a perfectly competitive market, because the independent oil marketers are not directly, procuring their fuel, so their petroleum products themselves, at least most of them. But what we are seeing now is they are getting from Dangote, also getting from the NNPC. And what that tells us, we're now running a subtly oligopolistic, but it's now competitive, right? So we're running kind of a competitive market now. And what that looks like is we're seeing prices change along the in global oil prices. And over time, I have tried to explain to consumers and business leaders that one way now to know how changes in fuel prices are going to happen is when you see this change. The oil prices tell us what our own domestic prices then would look like. There is a lag effect though, because crude oil prices are bought in forward contracts. There is that price lag. There is that time lag of about 2 weeks before we see a change in our oil market, in our own domestic petroleum market. But we have often seen price stickiness take effect. And what that looks like is prices increase much faster than they come down. And when you go further to see how that has impacted, consumers, we see that number one, logistics costs are higher. By logistics cost, I mean the transportation of goods, from one place to the other. Most food items are run with diesel trucks. So with diesel prices, increasing, we're seeing that the cost of moving food items from the north to southwestern states have also increased. And that as well feeds into food prices, right? Then the other aspect of it is transportation cost. People that were spending 15 naira from maybe OPEC to Beggar are now spending 100 naira. People that were spending 500 from maybe Beggar to the Lagos Island are now spending 1,000 or 1,500. So I've seen that increased cost on consumers. Basically, what this has done has contributed to inflation, right? So we have observed over time a 0.018% correlation between the changes in changes in petroleum prices, right, and inflation. And what that means basically is 0.18% is an increase in inflation. A 1% increase in inflation is explained by 0.18% increase in petroleum cost. So basically, that tells us that inflationary pressures have increased, consumer wallets have significantly shrunk over the last couple of years, and it's a situation where this trend would likely continue, not until we see a more stable global oil market, which is going to be very, will I say, difficult to achieve with a lot of uncertainties that we're seeing right now in the market.
Brilliant one from you, Mrs. Dumebi Oluwole. And I must say, looking up to you is a combination of brain and beauty. And now let's move to the next question. Hello?
Thank you.
Are you still with us? We've seen the upward and downward movement in prices of essential commodities, e.g. talking about rice, beans, garri in the last few months. And we have also witnessed fluctuation in pump price of fuel. are these directly related to the subsidy removal in any way?
Of course, yes. Looking at the price of energy, we have seen that, of course, feed into it. But the inflation basket comprises of so many other things beyond just petrol prices. When we look at food items, right, what is driving food prices? I think a major issue right now is very low agri productivity. And what's the definition of agri productivity? Is how well agric input translates into output. And by agric input, we're looking at the raw materials, seedlings, right? The human resource involved. And we have seen over the last couple of years, insecurity really thrive in our middle belt that is responsible for over 40%, right, of Nigeria's food supply. We just witnessed a recent issue in Benue, and Benue is the food basket of Nigeria. So insecurity being a significant issue continually, drives food inflationary pressures. The other aspect is we'll have huge post-harvest losses, right? With post-harvest losses still at around 40 to 50% of a lot of commodities, from tomatoes to yams to onions, that significantly impacts how much, other states get. So when you think about it, produce food, the raw materials or the food items are produced in the north. They are carried from the north to the south, right? Imagine 40 or 50% of those items lost along the way because we do not have, good storage systems to keep those food items, and that obviously causes food scarcity or causes a decrease in supply, and that as well feeds into price. We also look at seasonality, right? We're seeing that during the planting season, some commodities significantly increase, their price increases. Right now, we're seeing the price of plantain significantly high. I'm a very good lover of plantain, so you can imagine how heartbreaking it is to want to buy a bunch of
I can
plantain for
relate.
15,000 naira when you would typically get it for 3,000, right? So what that just tells us is we're not able to produce round the year, and it's a very significant problem because these are not issues that are new to us. Although climate change is becoming a very significant problem that we need to address, we've seen flooding, significantly happen back to back. At least between 2020 and 2024, we have seen significant flooding events that have reduced, our crop produce, right? So that's another issue. We know the issue of logistics, but I think a major thing to even highlight is the informal taxation. So bringing food from the north to a state like Lagos, right? There are over 10 or 20, 10 to 15 stops that transporters will have to pay, right, a premium to allow them move. So imagine that happening right along the lines. That obviously will be fed into the cost of the food item when they eventually get to their destination. And so these are issues that have to be significantly, addressed. When we look at the issue of food security and food prices, we know that there is the internal aspect, and this is not something that monetary policy can control. It rests on the responsibility of the fiscal authorities to address a lot of these issues, from storage facilities, from farm to market access, to security issues, right? And then the other aspect of it is imported inflation, right? There are quite a number of food items that we still import. And what that means is that we're exposed to the external shocks that happen globally. So with global, commodities, global food items rising based off of these uncertainties that we have been witnessing over the last couple of years, by the time we're importing, commodities like wheat, corn, and you add our exchange rate devaluation of over 20% to that, you see that the cost of bringing these food items into Nigeria is also higher. Juxtapose our domestic issues with the external issues, you are faced with a significant increase in food prices. Bringing this to the consumers, you realize that it's a huge problem because over 50% of household income is spent on food. So what that means is that with food inflation rising over 30%, you realize that people are spending almost 60% or 70% of their income just to survive.
Many thanks for still being there, and that's a brilliant one, I must say. And now let's move to the next question. Do you consider the current drop inflation rate as artificial
or a sign of better days to come for consumers? And what more do you think the government at both state and the federal level should do to improve consumer purchasing power?
Okay, I think I'll start off by saying that consumers are not naive, right? The pain that they feel, the increase in their cost is not coming out of thin air. So wanting us to kind of quantify that pain and quantify the issues that they face when it comes to an increased cost in living is something that we cannot take away from them, right? So I will say that the numbers that we have seen from the NBS, they're not artificial, right? The numbers did not magically come from somewhere. It was due to a rebasing exercise. And a rebasing exercise to kind of, number one, make sure that the numbers or Nigeria's inflation basket now truly captures, the additional cost of the additional cost, right, that people face. And beyond that, the additional items that now constitute the consumption basket of consumers. Before now, I think the last reconstitution or the last rebasing was around, I think, 2006. And so we have almost 15 years of not capturing what changes consumers have faced on their daily consumption, on their daily consumption, right? And that's what that exercise was supposed to do. The issue now is that we rebased 2024 as our base year. 2024, which was a year of sharp increases in consumer prices. And what that has done is that we are now coming from a very high base, right? Meaning that in 2025 now we'll be seeing lower year-on-year inflation rates because the shocks that happened in 2024 are not evident again today. They are not happening. There's no petrol subsidy removal. Petrol subsidy has already been removed, and our 2024 numbers captured that. So that's why those numbers are looking. That's why those numbers are low compared to how people are feeling, compared to the astronomical increase in commodity prices for consumers. So the numbers are not artificial. I think the most important thing to actually watch out for right now with our inflation, the month-on-month numbers, not the year-on-year, because the year-on-year numbers could be misleading for business owners who are trying to make sense of Nigeria's inflation. It will be very misleading as well for investors who are also trying to make investment decisions based off of Nigeria's macro situation, and obviously for consumers who cannot even relate to a 20% year-on-year increase when they are experiencing almost 50 to 70%, increase in their cost of living. So I'll say the month-on-month inflation is a better gauge for us right now, and we have seen that, follow the trends of consumer price changes in Nigeria as of from between January and March or even April. So I would say that the numbers again are not artificial. Of course, they do not necessarily reflect how consumers are feeling or how businesses are experiencing the increase in their cost, but they are not artificial. They didn't magically appear. Obviously, the cosmetic change in the number
to increase the purchasing power of people, but what people naturally